Hi everyone. I know it's not uncommon to see three women sitting on a couch. The reason I invited these two beautiful women beside me is because we want everyone to have a safe environment to talk about sexuality, physical health, candidly. It's not something that people talk about every day. So the reason that I invited us is they're very vocal about this topic that we're going to have today. So this is going to be our very first table talk, and I'm really happy to, be part of this. Yay! So we know in history that we've been colonized by the Spaniards for 333 years, and they brought Catholicism in the country, which made Philippines somewhat conservative. So I don't know if you guys went to a Catholic school before.
No, no.
Oh, lucky you. Lucky you. So it's really nice that we have this platform to talk about, sex with no judgment. And it's something needs to be celebrated or embraced. It's not something that, be ashamed about. So before we start, I want you guys to introduce yourselves. So let's start with you.
Hi, I'm Lucky. I'm a model. I'm a creative. What else? I'm also an event coordinator, so I was invited here today, thankfully, to share my thoughts about sex and sexuality or whatever, what topic may come.
Hi, I'm Marge. So I work in advertising and I co-founded a tech startup last year. And I'm also a teen mom. So I gave birth when I was 18.
Woohoo!
Yes. Talking about conservative there. So this afternoon we're going to talk about anything sex. Enjoy.
This is really an amazing topic. So since I mentioned that Philippines is considered as conservative, which I don't really believe now, but yeah, how comfortable you guys are talking about sex?
For me, I'm actually comfortable because I think there's no reason to be uncomfy with talking about it, right?
Yeah.
Because it shouldn't be like taboo in the first place.
Exactly.
It's normal.
Exactly.
It's really, really normal.
Yeah, same with me. I think sex now, especially with the millennials, we are very open about discussing topics such as sex and anything related with that. And growing up, I grew up with an LGBT uncle. So it's very, the household, well, I live in my mom's side. So the topic is very open. Like growing up, they teach you to not do this, be careful with HIV and a lot of stuff. So at a very young age, I was very open about topics that I wasn't even prepared versus the older generation.
Exactly. It's actually lucky for you that you grew up in that kind of environment, because here in the Philippines, I don't know, we do have sex education now.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I heard that in the news. We do have that now, but back then
There's none.
there's none at all. And personally, I grew up with my dad, with my two older siblings, and they're lesbians. So when I was going through puberty, it's really hard because I have nobody to talk to, and porn is not very accessible, Jonathan. So there's no way for you to learn how to do things or what not to do things. So it was really hard. That's really lucky for you to grow up in that kind of environment. So when we mentioned that we are okay or we're comfortable about, talking about sex, how often do you talk about it, and with whom do you normally talk about it? Like,
I usually talk about sex with my friends because I like
there's nobody else.
in this setup,
Yeah.
because I really can't talk about it with my family because
Nuh-uh.
the conservative
Yes, there's
setup and everything. Also, we studied in a Christian school.
Oh my
then
God.
a semi-Catholic school, and
you already
miss me
know the
with that
drill.
conservative shit. But I really enjoy talking about it. I talk about it whenever the topic comes up.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
and
yes.
we just laugh about it. It's pretty normal for us. It's like it's really, really casual.
It just comes out of your mouth.
Yeah, like we talk about our sexcapades. Like,
Oh God! I love that. Oh my God, that's the best
like,
topic whenever you hang out with other girls. That's the best
True.
topic. I swear, women talk.
yeah, it's not like, especially when you're with your gay friends, LGBT
Oh my
friends,
God,
or
yes.
everything. Go with whatever
It's
you want to
actually
be.
every time that you're gonna open about something or anything about sex, it's actually it's because some people are like, oh my God, I don't want to open about it because they might judge me. But when you're comfortable with your friends, it's like you tell them the story, but it's like bragging. Like, bitch, this is what I did. It's actually like that. What about you? Like,
I normally talk about it with my gay friends. I have a lot of gay friends, like growing up. And, usually like a simple update. Oh, how's your day? Oh my God, I hooked up with the... Usually like that. And with my family, especially that I'm single for more than 2 years, my mom usually asks me, oh, how's your sex life? How's your dating life? Yeah. Oh, be careful. Do not get pregnant. Like a simple reminder.
know that
Yeah.
you've been there.
But I know she's just fishing for my sex life. That's all.
Oh,
Yes.
it's just so it's so funny because your family is like very old school, like Christian stuff and all that, and your family is like all out, like
Just to share, I grew up in a family of Christian, but we are not
Oh.
the very traditional Christian setup. Of course, like growing up, we talk about a lot of stuff that politics,
Oh,
sex.
yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like you can still praise God and still suck
Yes.
some dick on the side.
Yes. Sorry, Lord, but yeah, that's
I think I think I would go with your family instead of yours.
yeah, sure. I'll just send a form for you to fill up.
So actually, so given that you guys actually have different kind of family that you grew up with, do you think it's important to talk about these things, like about sex? Why do you think it's important, or why not?
Yes, actually, like I said earlier, it should not be considered first of all as a taboo topic, and
Exactly.
it also it actually promotes, a safe space, especially for, like, for me, example, I'm 23 years old. And in my age group,
You're young.
Yeah.
Come on, girl.
in my
The world is yours.
people are just fucking around.
Exactly.
It's like the year of your 20s, I believe, is the year where you should explore.
Exactly.
And this kind of topic, like sex, shouldn't be hindered from you. You should know more about it. You should be able to explore it, and not to be able to open up to these topics. I think it's kind of like you're missing out,
Exactly.
because it's not only for fun. It's not only for fun. It's also like to educate yourself, to be safe, because, like, oh my God, in this economy, would you want to have kids? in this
Hell no.
pandemic, in this economy, in this politics, would you want to have kids, or would you want to raise a family when you're not ready?
Yeah.
For me, I don't want. So it's better that I educate myself about these kinds of
And it's
things.
really important, I think, that you know yourself. You know what you want.
Yes.
You know how you want it. I think it's very important. And that's I mean, you're 23. I mean, that's the year you're supposed to really explore
Yeah, I need to
and
go
know your
all
body,
out.
you know, and just go all out. Like, how about you?
I think for me, it's very important, especially this generation. I have a kid. She just turned 12, and it's the
Oh
age of,
my.
curiosity, and
Questions.
there's a lot of questions, of course, especially with the media showing rape, sex, relationships, of course. It shouldn't be a taboo. And as a mom, you should have a time to really discuss these things. And I am proud to say that although I may gave birth early, but this is the time where I can very nurture my child in terms of the things that before I can't really talk about with my parents, of course, especially with my mom. So it's a blessing in disguise, especially with the pandemic, that we are stuck in a place where there are four walls, there's the computer, and what you should allot time to really talk about, stuff that's really educational. And sex isn't just sex. It's
Exactly.
not just the act. And
Mhm.
sex means reproductive health. How do you take care of your mental health? PCOS, I have PCOS. So you should really, address it um to the people around you and make them aware that PCOS is, weight gain is about
Mm.
is accompanied with
Yes.
PCOS, ganyan ganyan. There. So it's really important.
It really is. I would agree because when I grew up with my dad. When I was growing up, it was really hard for me because I don't know anything about sex, and it's something I grew up with my dad, so you already know how protective dads are, and he's a Christian. He's a pastor actually.
Oh,
So a lot of my friends who knew me back then, they'd be asking me once they see my Instagram account, they'd be like, "What happened to you?" I'm like, "Life happened, okay." Children are not always gonna grow up how exactly their parents wanted them to be. I don't think my dad would be happy up in heaven seeing me naked here.
Yeah,
Like hell
agree.
no. But I'm an adult. I'm a woman, and I need to make choices in my life, right? So given that you told me how your family attitude towards sex, how do you think it affects you? Like how about like you, Lucky? You mentioned that they're not very open. They're
Yeah, my
Christian.
family were hard edge
Like how it
Christians. Like
affected
the one
you
I'm
growing
living,
up.
like the one I'm living with now.
Mm-hmm.
With my father's side, they're all like Baptist. They're all Baptist Christians, so they go
Oh
to church.
my.
They're the usual Christians that go to church every Sunday. They listen to worship songs,
Mhm.
and they like even the worst stuff like when you're suffering from mental health issues, they make you listen to they make you
Bible
listen to God.
verses
Yeah,
and sing
yeah,
gospel
gospel songs.
songs.
Yeah, I experienced that, and really, I can't open up to them. And it was up to me when I was like in college. It was just in college when I started opening up to myself, like going all out, like exploring relationships, love, and sex, and my
And I think the
sexuality.
more that the family restrict you, the more
The more that I want to come out.
exactly, because the more that you get curious. You know how kids are. Like, don't touch
Yeah.
that. Why can't I touch it? So you're gonna touch the shit because you're fucking curious, right?
Yeah, so that was pretty rough for me, exploring like having no one to talk to about it except for my friends. My friends, they can't be always available.
Exactly.
And I never really experienced having the talk with my mom or my dad. As in, they really, I'm not allowed to drink. I'm not allowed to go overnight in my friend's house. They're that kind of strict. And now,
I feel you.
see, and right now, actually, when I came back to my family's house, just last month, I started opening up to my cousin, and actually with my
Little
sister,
bandito.
yeah, with my little sister. So I think she's already in that age where I can talk to her about it, and I don't want to deprive her
Mhm.
of the same experience that I should have, because she's already 19 years old. She's already going there, and that's how it affected me. I don't want my sister to experience that.
It's actually nice because you'd be able to guide her of what not to do and what things needs to be done.
Yeah, it's like
Stuff like
I
that.
tell her that, yeah, if you like girls, go. If you
Exactly.
like boys, go. That's my mantra too. If I like girls, I go with them. I like boys, I fuck with them. See,
It should be that easy,
that's
right?
just how open I am now. But even if it's only with my sister.
At least she has like a safe environment kind of
Yeah.
feel with you.
Yeah, I want that. I want her to feel that as she grows older. I want her to have a safe space in me. So
That's nice. And with you, you mentioned that you grew up with your gay uncles
Yeah.
and all that. How it affected you growing up?
It affected me in a very nice way, because now that I'm in the creative industry, I am more open to ideas beyond what
Mm.
a capable or like an ordinary human would think about. So working in the agency, especially in advertising, if you work with, of course, like adult brands or like reproductive brands, you need to think outside of the box. So it made me somehow like creatively inclined growing up, of course, being open about these topics. So
That's really nice. So, in what way? Because you mentioned that you're now all out, and you also mentioned that like you're teaching your kid to be that way as well. In what way do you feel ashamed or guilty about sex?
Not really ashamed or guilty, but more like uncomfy. When the person, I mean, I can talk about sex, but with anyone, if the topic comes up, even if I don't know you, I'm that open. But when you start putting stuff like objectifying,
Like you're not supposed to do
like
that.
you're not supposed
why
to
are you
do that.
doing
You're
that?
not, especially mansplaining like that. And
Exactly.
when the topic gets there, when there are like context, when there are hues of objectification in the conversation, I feel uncomfy. Like I shouldn't be talking to you about this because you're not that open-minded enough. See, like
Like they already judge you. They already see you as
Yeah,
whatever
yeah.
they want to see you. So
just
there's
think
no
of
point
it-
of explaining or like talking to them. in the
Actually,
first
like, why
place.
would I explain myself to you if you're like caged in this kind of mindset? So that's when I feel uncomfy. I'm not ashamed. I'm not guilty of talking to
So
you
you
about
just like
sex. I'm
choose
just,
people
yeah,
who you want to open up to.
yeah.
This is why we have this kind of environment. We want all women all over the world to have to feel that they're welcome. There's nothing wrong with talking about sex. It's just
yeah.
we have vaginas.
For me, I think the most memorable one would be, of course, I mentioned earlier that I grew up in a Christian family. I was very active in church, like growing up until high school. And then when they found out that I got pregnant, of course, I stopped going to church. Of course, there's
You're
a
like
lot of
condemned.
like, oh my God, why did she get pregnant? She's so young. Yeah, the church trauma, that's really true. Yes. And then, of course, the guilt and the shame of like being a teen mom. I got pregnant when I was 17. I decided that I should go to a bigger church where, people would mind their own business. Because I grew up in a community church. So, like people know everyone. You know the family history, the stories. I don't want that because we go to church because of one thing, to worship him. And I don't really see the necessity to talk about people and their private life there.
That's nice. So, since we've been talking about how open we are about sex, like how our family attitude towards sex affected us, what part of your body do you worry might put a lover off?
Ooh,
We're going now to some personal shit, kids.
well, it's pretty ironic that I'm gonna have to answer this. That I have something to answer to this question because I'm a nude model. I do nude shoots, so you can see my body all over all over my social media now. But one thing that I'm really not confident with my body is actually my thighs. Yeah, because I feel like they're not in proportion with the other parts of my body, and plus they call it in Tagalog it's called when sakang.
Oh.
Sakang is like this, like yeah, like
I
this.
see.
Like my knees are touching whenever I stand up, so there's no gap. So yeah, I feel like whenever they would see me standing or when I'm on top.
So do you think that affects you or your lover during
For
intimate?
me, I'm an overthinker. I'm a Libra. I'm a Libra with a Scorpio moon. I think that it would affect somehow.
So whenever like you're doing all the stuff, like getting on
Yeah,
top,
because
that's the thing that you think they would think of.
yeah, because
Men just love vaginas, period. I don't think they're not
because
I don't think they're gonna check if your like legs are proportional as long as it opens.
I want them to see me as a, like when they see me as a whole, I want them to see someone perfect. Or I don't know, maybe it's because the modeling industry just like implanted this standard on my
Exactly.
brain. But I have this mindset na I should be perfect. Like I should be hot. I should be sexy.
You know what's funny? Because no matter how beautiful you are, because you're fucking beautiful, I swear to God. No matter how beautiful you are, women are born with insecurities.
Yeah.
Like women would never feel enough ever. I think that's the reason why some women like think that way.
I think we just have this, people pleasing mindset at the back of our minds, no matter how
You think you're like you're the shit, but
yeah,
then
I'm a baddie. I'm confident. There's still something at the back of my like,
no, you're not.
oh no, what am I gonna do? What am I
Exactly.
doing?
Yeah. What about you?
I think I am really ashamed. Ashamed.
Ashamed.
I'm worried with my stretch marks, tummy area, and like the
A
ass
lot
area.
of men loves tiger stripes.
Yeah, I agree with that because a lot of brands now and the media like embraces, flaws. A lot. Well, let's mention Fenty Beauty or like
Oh.
Fenty in general, right?
Fenty caters to everybody.
Yes, like all shapes,
Unlike
all
Victoria's Secret,
sizes.
I'm not putting shame on Victoria's
Yeah.
Secret, but that's their branding.
Yeah,
Period. But
yeah,
Fenty Beauty is something like
embracing diversity.
exactly.
Yes.
Mhm.
So with the generation now that people are starting to accept flaws and of course plastic surgery are
Actually, I don't take it as flaws, to be honest. I think it's normal.
yeah
When people started accepting normal
yeah
thing on a woman body, it's not flaws at all because people have stretch marks. Even men do have stretch marks.
I agree.
Like what the fuck? So I don't think it's really considered as flaw. I mean, in my opinion. So
Yeah.
going back.
So there, because of course, being a mom, like when you see your body after birth, like, oh my
yeah.
god, this is not me. When I was, I was young, wild and free, but now look at me. But there, I'm starting to love every stripes, tiger stripes, as you mentioned.
Given all that we shared, given all that we shared, what do you wish a lover would do more during sex or less?
Based from my experiences, I just feel like like men tend to rely on what they watch on porn. Like they only like they only if they only give like they only give attention to the main points. Yeah. On the lips, going down to the chest, your boobies, then going down there to your pussy.
That's
it's
it?
like okay, we may do different positions. You may fuck my pussy in different positions, but really, really like only those only. I mean, for me, I do have like different erogenous zones. What do you call that in English? I'm a technisch person, so I have many points. I get really tickled a lot. In a lot of points I have in my neck and in my stomach. So I think that for advice, if anyone's watching,
She's asking for it.
wanna be my next partner, you just we could kiss my neck, please. And you can go like kiss everywhere. Kiss me everywhere. I'm
You're like longing for like one thing and more. Actually, I think it's I think it's more of what you call it more of touching instead of penetration.
yeah. I'm really that into that intimate setup where I can feel I can really feel the passion.
Exactly, because it's all connected. Once you hit that pussy and you did all that, prior to hitting the pussy, it's done, bro. Now it's just your time.
No matter how good you fuck the pussy, if you haven't done the right foreplay, if you haven't
Exactly.
your partner,
How they react, how they. Mm-mm.
you would never achieve that level of satisfaction when you
Exactly.
So you need to like explore. It's not really that
when you actually say explore, it's not really doing what exactly you see on porn. It's because women are different. We all have the same. I mean, vagina. We all have vagina, but it works differently to each woman.
for me, I like to be kissed everywhere. I like to be edged and everything.
Oh.
So that's a tip. Watching there.
I would say the same for me. I really love long foreplays because women and men operate differently
Mhm.
in terms of sex. Women should be aroused. And for that, foreplays should be prolonged because women, brain is connected to our vagina.
Exactly.
The men that
It's just physical. They could easily come without even seeing the person. Period.
Women should be aroused, like
And really connected.
our body to,
get that there. Oh. Feel it there, like in my fingertips.
Exactly. Because some men, I'm not saying all, because some men are not really please themselves. And just by seeing a woman, they're already dick in your vagina. That's it. They don't really exactly. They don't really care about if you're good with that or not. As to women, because I myself, I'm a pleaser. So sometimes it's really not enough, and I ended up like masturbating after the sex. It's just so sad. I think that's the only time masturbation would be sad after you already had sex. Because what the fuck just happened? Why am I still touching myself while taking a shower? It doesn't make any sense. Well, he's already there sleeping. Like, bro, I fucked you. You did not fuck me. I fucked you because you're done and I'm not. So that thing that's just really weird. So with all that, what is a phenomenal woman to you?
Getting this now.
Deeper.
Okay, so for a phenomenal woman for me is someone who stands her ground. Not all women are comfy about themselves.
Mhm.
Some are still in the process. Like we said, in the process of being comfortable with everything. Everything. Since I'm coming off from a breakup, I'm still learning to love myself again, the same way I loved myself before, or maybe even more. But when you say someone who is standing her ground, it's like you finally decided to like I'm gonna take this step to make myself better.
Mhm.
Just that mindset. It would continue on. It would perpetuate within you. It may take some time for you to be confident again, to feel comfortable about yourself again. But once you set your mind upon doing it, upon going through that journey, it's something phenomenal. It's just a baby step, but it's something life changing. It's very impactful as an individual.
That's really nice.
For me, a woman who just gets stuff done and things done, like I'm gonna get that shit. I don't care what people say. I don't care what you do. I'm gonna do my thing. I'm gonna do me. Yeah, like yeah.
Exactly. And men are scared of that type of woman, to be
I
honest.
know.
I've been with those kind of men. When you're above them, they're gonna make you feel like you're really not. You're no shit.
Be on their level.
Exactly. It's not even like they're not gonna do things to elevate themselves to be on your level. What they're gonna do is like put you down. They're gonna pull you down.
Like I don't like that. Don't do that.
Exactly. Because I've been in a relationship before wherein, because I'm very vocal with my sexuality. I love my body. I don't care if I have rolls. You can see that on my social media. I don't care if I have like stretch marks or whatever, because it's normal. It's me, But as soon as your man sees that, oh, some people are liking this thing. This is my shit.
Then like it too.
Exactly. So why? I mean, they're stopping women to do whatever the fuck they want just because they know that they cannot be on their level, and somebody else would step up,
Yes.
and they would always want to own you. So I mean, I'm not being. I'm kind of trying to. I'm not trying to sound like a man hater. I love dick. Come on, but it's just that it's always. I mean, dick is there. It's easy to get. We are women. It's really easy to get. Just spread your legs and dick's just gonna fucking Like, who pussy? They're all gonna come to you. So I'm so happy that we really have this. We had this conversation because not all women are comfortable to talk about it because they're afraid that they're gonna be judged. Like their family might see this and they're like, "Oh, look at your cousin. Oh, look at your."
We actually didn't know that I'm gonna do this podcast. So hi. I'm talking
so,
about
so now they know what's up. Pull up. So yeah, I'm really happy, and I want this podcast to be heard by other women out there who's scared to be judged. It's a safe space for us to talk about it, to talk about your sex life. Because some women are like, I want him when he's doing it anal, and some people when you hear that, they're like, what? You already have vagina. Why are you not satisfied with that hole? So some people are like that, but you have this safe space wherein you can tell us you love anal sex. Some girls might not like it, but girl, with this environment, you're gonna have another girlfriend liking the same thing. I swear to God. And I think it's really amazing that in this generation we have this now because back then, oh my god, you can only talk about sex in the mirror, period. Like, like touching yourself, oh, I have this thing.
and sex after marriage.
Except, oh, come on, what if the dick is not big and you're already married? How much is divorce here?
250,000.
Oh my god.
Not to mention the length of the
Exactly. It's gonna be a pain in the ass. So I'm so happy that we had this. Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, your experience with us. And I hope that this podcast will not be the first and last. There's gonna be a lot more podcasts talking about how women want that dick to be inside them. Not just kidding. So goodbye and thank you so much for listening. Have a great day. Bye.
Thank you.